Hi viewers, welcome to JSM. In this video, I am going to explain some previous NEET questions related to the stereoisomerism. Okay? In that, the first question is, which of the following biphenyl is optically active? Okay? Optically active biphenyl we have to find out from these four options. So biphenyl means we know that when two phenyl rings bonded with a single bond, that is called as biphenyl, or also we can call diphenyl also. Okay, so here these biphenyls are planar. Okay, planar, that means here plane of symmetry is present. When in these biphenyls the groups which are present at these positions are bulky groups are present. So due to these bulky groups, the rotation about this single bond is restricted. Okay, because of that reason, when the groups are present at these positions, there is no plane of symmetry. So when plane of symmetry is absent, they shows optically activity. The molecules, the biphenyls which have no plane of symmetry shows the optical activity. We know what is optical activity. The compound which rotates plane polarized light either towards right side or left side, that is called as optical active compound. We know that. Okay, so based on that, when restricted rotation is present about the single bond present between carbon and carbon of biphenyls, so these molecule have no plane of symmetry. That's why based on that we can say. So one more condition here, the groups which is present at this position should be different. So for example here X and Y. So here X and Y. So it will shows absence of plane of symmetry. That's why it is optically active. So why here it is optically active? Because plane of symmetry absent. When if two similar groups are present on the same ring, what will happen here? Plane of symmetry is present. So due to the presence of plane of symmetry, it will not show optical activity. It is optically inactive. Okay. For example, this one only. Here you see CH3 group is there. When you pass a plane, it will bisect the molecule into two equal halves. This example, here iodine is there, here hydrogen, here iodine, here hydrogen. So what we can think here, iodine, hydrogen, iodine, different groups are present at these positions. In this ring, two different groups are there. In this ring, two different groups are there. But what is the condition we have to see here? So this hydrogen is very smaller in size. The hydrogen atom is smaller in size. That's why the rotation takes place about this single bond. But in this case, when you see this example, here bulky groups are there, bigger groups are present. So due to the presence of these bigger groups, the rotation about the single bond restricted. When the rotation restricted about the single bond, so it contain the plane of symmetry absent in this molecule. That's why it is optically active molecule. Option A, in this, so due to the presence of small hydrogen atoms here, so rotation takes place about this carbon-carbon single bond. That's why, okay, due to this rotation, it will not show the optical activity. Okay, to show the optical activity, what are the conditions here? Restricted rotation should be present about the carbon-carbon single bond, and one more condition is the groups present in the first ring. Okay, two different groups should be present. If it is X, here it should be Y. Okay, if here X, here it should be Y. Two different groups present on each ring, then only it will show the optical activity, because in that molecules plane of symmetry is absent. But in the case of A and C and D, okay, in the A restricted rotation is not there, means here rotation takes place, that's why it will not show the optical activity. In this, okay, here also rotation is there about C single bond, that's why, okay, here also optically inactive. Then in this case, here two similar groups are present, that's why it is also optically inactive. Only one is optically active, that is B. Here two different groups are there, and here restricted rotation is there. That is the reason. Let us take the next question. Two possible stereo structures of CH3CHOH, COOH, which are optically active are called as. So here you see, when you observe this molecule CH3, CH, here OH, COOH. Around this carbon, 4 different groups are there. That's why this carbon is said to be chiral carbon. This carbon is said to be chiral carbon. Also we can call asymmetric carbon. So due to the presence of this chiral carbon, how many chiral carbons are there? Only one chiral carbon is there. With one chiral carbon, diastereomers are not possible. Remember that. With one chiral carbon, diastereomers are not possible. Okay. Heterope isomerism. Heterope isomers means, okay, heterope isomers mean the isomers, the stereoisomers which are formed by the restricted rotation, hindered rotation. Okay. That means when you see this molecule in the first question we discussed, due to the restricted rotation about carbon-carbon single bond, the stereoisomers it forms, they are called as heterope isomers. But in this case there is no restricted rotation. Okay, but here restricted rotation is the stereoisomers which are formed due to hindered rotation called as heterope isomers. But here there is no restricted rotation, that's why we can't say that they are heterope isomers. Then when you take the Fischer projection, Fischer formula of this molecule, how we can write? That is COOH, HOH, CH. This is the Fischer projection of the given molecule. So when you see the mirror image of this molecule, how it will come? COOH, here CH3, here OH, here H. So when you see these two isomers, how they are looking like? These are non-superimposable mirror images. Okay, these two are non-superimposable mirror images. That's why they are called as enantiomers. Okay, right. Next, mesomers. So mesomers means that should contain 2 chiral centers. But how many chiral centers are there here? Only 1 chiral centers are there. But that's why it will not say they are mesomers. Okay, to show the mesomers, what is the requirement? The compound should contain 2 chiral centers and plane of symmetry should be present. Then only they can say mesomers. But here in the given molecule only 1 chiral center is there. That's why it will not show the mesomers. Okay. Let us discuss next question. That is which of the following compound can exhibit tautomerism? To show the tautomerism here we have one condition. That is alpha hydrogen should be present. So what is alpha hydrogen? Okay, so here we have a keto group, then carbon with 1 hydrogen. The carbon which is directly bonded to the functional group carbon is said to be alpha carbon. The hydrogen which is present on alpha carbon is said to be alpha hydrogen. Okay, this is a requirement to show the tautomerism. At least 1 alpha hydrogen should be present. Okay, so what will happen in the tautomerism? Okay, assume this is the first atom, this is the second atom, this is the third atom. Okay, hydrogen containing carbon we are saying is first atom. Okay, from this first atom, hydrogen migrated from first atom to the third atom. That means hydrogen from carbon migrated to the oxygen. Then we can write it as carbon as it is here, then oxygen with the hydrogen after migration of hydrogen. Then this double bond becomes single bond and this single bond becomes double bond and remaining 2 bonds as it is. Okay, so what is tautomerism here? Migration of alpha hydrogen from first atom to the third atom is said to be tautomerism. So let us see this type of possibility where it is present. Okay, in this you see, so this is a C double bond O, here it is alpha position, this is alpha position. Okay, at this alpha position 1 hydrogen is there, at this alpha position also 1 hydrogen is there. Here 1 alpha hydrogen, here 1 alpha hydrogen. Then which alpha hydrogen will participate in the tautomerism? So definitely this alpha hydrogen will participate in the tautomerism, because when this alpha hydrogen participating in the tautomerism, here double bond will come. When double bond formation takes place here, that means adjacent double bonds will form. These adjacent double bonds are very unstable. They are called as cumulative dienes. These cumulative dienes are very unstable. That's why this hydrogen will not participate in the tautomerism. But here alpha hydrogen is there this side. That's why this hydrogen will participate in the tautomerism definitely. Here also hydrogen is there. That's why it will participating in the tautomerism. That's why the second one also shows the tautomerism. But when come to this third one, you see, is there any hydrogen at this alpha position? Here no hydrogen. That's why it will not participating in the tautomerism. So what is the requirement to show the tautomerism? At least one alpha hydrogen should be present. Here alpha hydrogen is there, here alpha hydrogen. That's why 1 and 2 are participating in the tautomerism. But when come to this third one, there is no alpha hydrogen. That's why it will not participate in the tautomerism. That's why which compounds will participate in tautomerism? So definitely 1 and 2. That's why option 1 and 2 is the correct. Okay, D option is correct. Then which of the following is not chiral? So what is the requirement to show the chiral? The requirement is carbon should bonded with 4 different groups. Carbon should bonded to the 4 different groups, then only it can said to be chiral carbon, and that molecule is said to be chiral molecule. Then here you see 2,3 dibromopentane. Totally how many carbons are there here in the longest chain? 5 carbons are present. 2,3 dibromo. This is the second position. Here one Br. Here one Br is present. When you write the hydrogens, it will become CH3. Here hydrogen. Here hydrogen. Here CH2. CH3. So when you take this carbon, around this carbon, which groups are there? Here bromine is there. Okay. Here one bromine is present. Here CH2, CH3 is present. Here hydrogen is present. Here totally this group is present. That means around this carbon 4 different groups are present or not? Yes, definitely 4 different groups are there. That's why what we can say, this is a chiral carbon, because 4 different groups are present. When come to this carbon, see this carbon. Here also we have hydrogen, CH3, Br, and this total group. 4 different groups are there. That's why we can say, so these 2 carbons are the chiral carbons. That means in the option A, chiral carbon is present. Then see the second one, B. 3-bromopentane. Okay, here also how many carbons totally in the parent chain? 5 carbons. Pentane, that's why 5 carbons. 3-bromo, at third position, bromine is there. When you write hydrogen, CH3, CH2, here hydrogen, here CH2, CH3. When you see here, how many different groups are present around this carbon? Okay, so it's a 1 different, here 2 different, but when come to this, so these groups are similar groups, CH2, CH3, CH2, CH3. According to the condition, okay, which group should be present? 4 different groups should be present, but here 2 similar groups are present around this carbon. That's why it was not said to be chiral. Then that's why option B is the correct. Then let us see option C, 2-hydroxypropanoic acid. In the parent chain, how many carbons are there? 3 carbons. 1, 2, 3 carbons. Propanoic acid, carboxylic acid group. Hydroxy group at which position? Second position. That's why here OH, and here one hydrogen is there. Here CH3. Okay. When you observe here, this carbon bonded to 4 different groups, CH3, OH, H, and COOH. That's why it is said to be chiral. Then 2-butanol is present. Okay, 2-butanol is present. Then what will happen? You see here, how many carbons? 4 carbons. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 2 at second position. Which one is there? All OH group is there. That's why here OH. Remaining hydrogens you should write hydrogen. Here CH3. Here CH2. Here CH3. So when you see the carbon here, around this carbon, OH is there, CH3 is there, H is there, CH2, CH3 is present. This carbon bonded to 4 different groups. That's why this is said to be chiral. Okay, that's why here which one is not chiral? B is not chiral because of the presence of similar groups on this carbon, and remaining A, C, and D are the chirals.